What's going on, everybody? Back to another episode of the Diamond and Bomb Squad. As always, it's your boy, one of your hosts, joined by, of course, Alex Dragon Wiener Roberts, Jesus Christ, Roberts, and Joshua Delonic Hall. And special guest this week, we have Nicole Gorny of Crystal Dynamics. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Cottrell could not be with us this week. He had some work-related things he had to do. But I want to thank him and the rest of the squad for holding it down for me last week when I was gone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that episode. And I guess we'll just get right into it. I don't know if you guys saw this game about this Nazi child. It kind of tackles bullying. It's like an iOS game.
It's about a Nazi child?
Yeah, so here's the premise. The premise is...
She's raised by a Nazi parent.
Yeah, it's set in Norway in the early 1950s, and it tells the story of a girl, 7-year-old Karen, and their adoptive parents, and you can pick the gender, but she's not a Nazi, her parents are, and it deals with her struggles in that position.
All right. So
go for it.
No, it's like it looks to be like dialogue and choice driven. It's like sort of like an interactive conversation kind of game. Whereas I guess I don't know, like what kind of game is it?
Well, you take care of the daughter. Apparently, it's
like a
you have to make
Tamagotchi.
sure it's fed and clothed, and I said it's. You have to make sure the child is fed, clothed, entertained, protected, and there's like a budget management system where says you balance your meager post-war income as a single parent.
It's from what I've read and what I've seen on it. And at the end of this article they talk about it. It's set in post-war Norway.
Yeah.
And it's based off like bullying and all these other fun concepts that folks are trying to manage.
So if the child is a child with Nazi parents, so you're playing a Nazi in the game? Are
this
you?
is a very weird one.
Am I the Nazi?
No, it's in the Nazi regime. It's so weird. Wait, let me...
Yeah, because you're the parent. I'm reading the thing now where it's like it's too easy to make parenting mistakes.
Wait, she's hazy about her biological parents. Okay, so are you like adopted parents? Like you're the social system now?
That's what it says. Yeah. Like
Okay.
you're adopted. Like, yeah.
All right, so we're not the Nazi here.
No, you don't play. I'm sorry. I
That's good.
should have
No,
specified
no.
that. Like your parents were Nazis, because I know I said adoptive earlier, but I didn't expand on that. No, no, you're not a Nazi in this game.
Gender is optional for both characters, but I played as mother and daughter.
I guess you chose, the female gender.
Oh, okay, I see.
No, but it deals with her, and she goes to school, and then the other kids bully her because I guess they find out about her, Nazi heritage.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. It's just an interesting game that I saw because with the whole bullying and all that going on today, and then like Alex, what was that game? I should have included in the notes. The one there's a game being developed right now about school shootings.
Oh, I saw that.
Y'all see that shit?
Shit is
Yes.
jumping on that grenade.
Steam took that off right away.
No, they didn't say school shootings, right? It's
called
a
active
public,
shooter or some shit.
public shooting of some sort,
Is it public
right?
shooting? I don't know. I think when I saw the headline for the article, it was that you could do a school shooting in it. Like,
That makes sense.
what the
But
shit?
yeah, I saw it. It looks like it's really rough, like barely in development, and I don't think anybody's gonna publish that shit.
No one's gonna publish that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to be standoffish about like topics that are important in our current time, but at some point, like even today, no one's gonna build a video game that lets you fly a plane into the Empire State Building because it's just stupid. Why would you do this? Like, let's have the discussion with these people about like decision making, guys. Let's think about what the fuck you're just doing.
So
Who
no, the
decides
thing
that?
is that those games exist. Like if you've ever been on like Newgrounds, they like from the beginning of time, they've been making very controversial and shitty games. The thing is like nobody's gonna put like a budget behind a game like that because it's literally not going to make any money and they're gonna get sued.
Yes, but I think the difference is back then, the whole these public shootings, these mass shootings back when Newgrounds was really popular, weren't as prevalent in culture as they are today, and also games today are much more, what's the word? Not. I mean, interactive is one word, but what's when you get sucked into a world? What's the word I'm looking for?
Immersive.
Immersive. Thank you. Immersive. As opposed to back in when Newgrounds, what was that, 2000s, early 2000s, when Newgrounds was really
some
really
Flash
popular?
games and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just mean, there's going to be somebody around to make a shitty game like that. And, I'm not saying that it has been done before in that capacity. I just mean, it's people are going to do whatever they feel like, basically. And
They're gonna
I
do it.
mean, yeah, the thing is like, it's probably just not going to be done well. And so I don't think you need to worry about like your kid going to GameStop and picking it up on PS4 because it's not going to happen.
Well, but that's another thing though. A lot of these games, like even this game we were talking about, My Child Lebensborn, with this kid who has her father is the German soldier, and then her adoptive mother is not a Nazi, and blah 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 blah. But this is on a phone, A lot of these games coming out today like are on iOS, and it's so easy. Like a lot of kids have phones, for like young kids too.
Yeah, no, but yeah, okay, like the Google Play Store isn't going to distribute something that's, controversial. They're going to protect themselves. And, there's always going to be like a way to just like distribute an Android app or something on some sort of platform or like sharing it around, but like kids are lazy, dude. They're not gonna go through all this shit to have like whatever. I mean, I just think it's not gonna be like, yeah, like the system that we have set up right now, like even Steam doesn't publish like shitty games, like not just controversial games, but like
we'll
but I
talk
mean,
about
like,
we
low
had
end.
this talk last night.
we can talk about that. But he is right though. Greenlight is no longer a thing, so at least there's that.
Yeah.
Steam Greenlight. Anyway, well, I won't move on. I just wanted to touch on that one real quick. It's an interesting game, I thought, that you don't really see a lot. So we'll see how well that does. Next up, the leakiest franchise in gaming history, new Assassin's Creed Odyssey, has been confirmed for E3, and it takes place in ancient Greece. I don't know about you guys. I'm looking forward to it. I've been getting real deep into Origins. Since
nice. Honestly, I haven't really played any Assassin's Creed since the first two.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I need to catch up on those. I was you're not gonna lie, I'm still like on the Viking train. I was a little bit hoping for a Norse one, but God of War gave me that itch. So
yeah, for sure. Well, that was the thing. So I'd finished God of War, and I was like, damn, that's really badass. What else is really gonna make me like? I didn't play like a game like for like a week, not like a series. I think I got Avorion right after that because I needed something completely different. I was like, there's nothing that's gonna come close to that. So Josh was like, play Avorion.
You're very, very right about that. And it wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to fight the gods or anything.
Right.
That's not what Assassin's Creed is about. And then I remember when the one right before this leaked, and they had like the ship, and people were like, "Oh my God, is it a Norse one now?" And it's like, no, it was Egypt. But Greece seems fun. I guess you get to choose your gender in the beginning of this one.
Yeah. So apparently, like you said, you can choose your gender. I guess custom. From the rumors is they're making this one like a full-on RPG, which Origins kind of was. I mean, it didn't have a lot of like, you didn't make decisions really or anything. Not too many. You have like some minor ones, but it doesn't really change the story. But this one's going to be like a full-on RPG, from what I understand, which is cool because and then like for you said you only played the first two. This one is
Yeah.
complete like Origins is completely different than every other Assassin's Creed that came before it. It's like if honestly it's if it didn't say Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft, you wouldn't know that it was an Assassin's Creed game. Like it's
Except for
that
when I'm
different.
trying to like chase some dude and I like go to try to jump up on a wall and he decides to jump backwards.
Yeah, okay, fair. There. I mean, it still has some classic Ubisoft uh, bugs and tropes and all that, but the gameplay is so much different. Like in the old Assassin's Creed games, you could take on like 20 dudes
Oh yeah.
and just like slaughter them all and then bounce. And you always had these like dumbass fetch quests and like you hide in a bush and like like you eavesdrop on conversations. Like that shit's gone. Like this one, if you take on more than like 2 or 3 people at once, you're gonna get shredded. The combat is pretty hard in this one. There's a lot of things to do. You discover things organically. Like it was done really well, and there's a lot of things to do other than just the main story. Like Egypt, they really went into the history of it, and like with the pyramids, they did like as close as they could. They did like a reproduction of the pyramid with all the known hidden chambers and some of the ones that were recently confirmed. And you can do like the virtual tour and shit. Like this one, they really went above and beyond in this one, and I'm hoping because I really like ancient Greece, so I'm really hoping that they continue that with this next one.
Yeah. No, I'm interested. I'm on because they have the the Spartan helmet in there. I'm interested if they're gonna bring the Spartans in here in some way.
Oh, did you see like the
I
six
did not.
second clip?
I'm trying to like stay away from every like teaser or spoiler for like
Oh,
E3.
well,
Yeah.
the
I want.
Spartans are there.
Well, thanks.
That's not a spoiler. That's come on now. Come on, son.
Yeah. I'm one of those people, man. When it comes out at E3, I want to be excited for E3. I don't because I saw like a bunch of them that are like, "What's the leaks? What's the news?
That's what
What's going
everyone
on?"
said, and then Walmart Canada was like, "What?"
All these games, Shh. Rage 2,
Yeah,
whatever else was
nobody.
on that list.
Did you like Rage? Did you play the first Rage?
No,
All right.
I did not. This one I think is they were going along the lines of kind of like a Borderlands, just
It was like like Mad Maxy Borderlands ish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess Rage had enough of a fan base that it called for a second one, but I don't recall anybody asking for a sequel to Rage. What I do recall is everyone asking for Elder Scrolls 6,
and then we get 76.
Fallout 76. Actually, yeah, you know what? We can just go right to that. They announced Fallout 76. I guess we'll get more. What, June 10th, next Sunday,
Is that what they said?
or June? Yeah. June, I think it's June 10th. They said they'll release more info about it. But it looks.
I
Did you
mean,
watch the video for that?
E3 starts June 12th, so
Yeah, so I don't.
That's what it is. They said it's like right before E3. They're gonna show
Yeah.
you some more stuff,
Okay.
and then I guess they'll talk about it at E3. But did you
Makes
guys watch the video for it, like the teaser?
Yep.
yeah.
So I don't know. I was talking to Josh last night, and Josh doesn't give a fuck about Fallout, but
Yep.
I was thinking because it looks like it still has the same engine as Fallout 4, and I know the rumor is that it's could be multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like maybe it could be like Fallout or Far Cry 3. They did that Blood Dragon where it's like kind of like a standalone experience.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, or like if it was just like if it's a giant patch for Fallout 4 to make it multiplayer.
I don't understand how they would would work though.
I don't know either.
In its current
So
But Bethesda's
Keep-
are masterminds.
keep in mind that there's been a player group that made a multiplayer mod for Skyrim, and Bethesda shit on it. Like it's people have been working on this shit for a long time, so I'm sure they can mod it and get it to work. And to slightly backtrack because I need to defend my statement. All right, yes.
Statement that you didn't even give.
Like and Nicole can back me up on this because this is what she does for a living.
Nope. Here we go. Here we go.
Part of my issue with Fallout is the volume and care that I give a shit about doesn't exist because Skyrim gives me enough of that. It gives me actually more, and it gives you a larger leeway to get away with stuff because Bethesda is notorious for producing mass-produced models and animations and textures because it's such a large world and they're trying to be efficient about it. And I completely understand and I can accept that. But as I showed Kapil last night, they really don't have that excuse anymore. Nicole primarily works in something called Substance, and it is an incredibly powerful texture machine that makes life super duper easy.
Do you do both? Do you do designer and painter?
Nicole does both, yes.
Yeah, I do both.
Yeah, he was blowing my mind with that last night.
Yeah, and I literally just dragged and dropped a material.
Actually,
on the models
you know what?
But the thing is that
for the listeners, Nicole, since you are the resident professional artist here with the experience, can you explain what Substance Painter and Designer allows you to do that previously was much more difficult?
All right, so with Designer, you can actually make materials. So, like, if you need a plastic or a wood or something, you can use math and a bunch of black and white masks to make something for wood. And then with that, you have a bunch of parameters that you can scroll. So, say you have a wood table and you want it to age, you can build those parameters in with math and other masks of black and white and all that good stuff to have a slider basically for the artist on the other end who's using your work, or for yourself, whoever's using it at the end, to kind of like creating a game character. Like, you have a slider that you can be like, I want this thing to be this old or in between or whatever, and it'll react to that. So then you can take that material once you're done with it in Designer, and you can put it into Painter. And Painter is you bring in your model, so you have a gray table because you modeled it, you did all the cool shit with it, and it's a table, but it's gray and it's ugly. You bring it into Painter, and you can put that material on it that you made in Designer, and now it's a wood table. You can tell it how old you want to be, and then on top of that, you can put scratches on it. It'll generate scratches on edges and stuff like that, and then you can put whatever you want under there, like a lighter wood, or you can put some dirt, or you can put some, I don't know, if you got a kid and they spilled a bucket of Cheerios on it or something, you can make sticky marks or whatever. And then you can take that and they nicely compact it all into a map for you, and you can put it into your engine, whatever your engine of choice is. So,
now, keeping in mind, she's talking about two different pieces of software.
Yes.
Substance is encompassed by Designer and Painter, which are two separate things.
But prior to these programs, artists would have to make multiple maps themselves without the ease of just sliders and parameters. Am I correct?
Yes, correct. You had to bring it into Photoshop, if that's a pretty well-known program there, that you have to either go take photos by yourself, like you need to go actually take reference photos, or if you do take anything off the internet, you have to make sure it's from a legit source so you don't get sued. And then you have to adjust that, and like, it's a pain in the butt because you got to take lighting out. So if someone took a photo in a very sunny day, you got to spend most of your time taking all that crap out, and it's a much faster, more efficient workflow. So to part of Josh's point, yes, they do have the access to the software, but the game is so large they have to keep size down. So size on disk when it ships, and if you kick out a 1024 for each asset, you're gonna kill your budget in easily 50 assets.
And yeah, you're completely right. Like my main point is the fact that prior to the existence of this, they can generate a better quality thing now with less work. So I expect more from them is kind of what I'm thinking. And mind you, that's keeping within their size restrictions, with their volume restrictions and how many assets they have and how fast they have to do it.
So are you saying they use 512 maps for assets a lot of times yet?
They might. I don't know.
I can understand on some of the smaller ones, of course, but
I haven't actually like done any of the modding for it, so I haven't like dug through any of their stuff. But like 512s, it depends. There might be packing masks. I don't know if they even have PBR. Like, they might still be working.
They may not even be in PBR, which would make this entire conversation moot.
Yeah, because then you're just not gonna get the quality out of it that you want.
Opinion question.
Hmm?
I know Josh is not a fan, but I said I personally enjoyed the visual aesthetic of Fallout 4. I didn't know. Did you?
Yeah, I mean, I know what I'm getting out of like Skyrim and Fallout, and I mean, I still play Skyrim. 7 years later, however old the damn game is.
I hop in from time to time.
Yeah, I bought it on Switch, and there it all went downhill. Sorry, my dog keeps
You
bringing
bought
me
it
his-
on Switch?
I did. I didn't know I needed it for portable, but I did.
See, I want it on Switch. I just can't justify the money again.
Is it
Oh,
full
it's-
60?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
another 60?
No, I don't think. Is it 60? I think I bought it
Yeah.
for 40. Oh, well, I paid 60 for it then.
Well, I'm gonna double check now because I thought it was 60 last
Nicole
time.
don't even look at the price tag. She's just like,
No.
I bought it, I got it.
Yep. No, I liked it. I didn't play too much Fallout. Skyrim kind of like is more of my thing, like the fantasy and stuff. Like I did play Fallout quite a bit. I mean, it's the same thing. It's brown. That's kind of like
Everything's brown.
everything's
No,
brown.
New Vegas is brown. Fallout
Yep.
3 is green.
Whatever. Everything is a very earth tone.
No, you're right. It is a very monotone game. Well, Fallout 4 though was not. But 3 in New Vegas, you're 100% correct.
I remember it being pretty brown.
Fallout
but-
4?
Yeah. Let me go.
I think it had brown
Yeah.
areas. Like Boston wasn't. Like when you got into the Commonwealth.
I'm gonna look at some screenshots so I can. Winston, seriously, I love you.
I think
the
Fallout 4 was kind of like Oblivion. Like depending on where you went on the map, it was a different visual style or color palette, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at screenshots now, and I mean, given to some other games, it is still pretty monotone colors. If you can, like, I'm looking at some stuff with some like lighting mods and all that good stuff, and they start bringing out the saturations and stuff. But for the most part, it looks pretty dusty and monotone, brown or green, depending on where you're at.
Okay.
So Nintendo is asshole. Let me put that out there right now because I go to their store and I look up Skyrim to find out the price, and you lying son of a. The first thing I see is Link on the Skyrim page because they have
Yeah.
a modded thing where you're
Yeah.
as Link in Skyrim. Because
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
can get the
I don't
sword,
want-
you can get the shield, the tunic, you can get all.
I almost left the page because I thought I was looking at a Zelda game, and that's not what I was looking for. You assholes. Regardless. Yeah, it's $60. It's horrible.
It's $50 right now on Amazon.
$59.99 on the Nintendo Store.
Yeah, it's a big game. I don't want it on my Switch hard drive. It's just
Oh.
teeny tiny.
But that's just an SD card, isn't it? So can't you?
It's a
Yeah, you can expand it with an
Switch.
SD card.
cartridge.
Oh, is that how? Okay.
Yeah, I put a big like 250 in mine, so
Yeah, I just found one that I had laying around the house. So
just plop.
yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
think
on it, but it's going now.
yeah, I think it was a 128, so I don't have too much room.
Well, we'll see
Regardless.
what Bethesda is doing with Fallout 76. Personally, I'm a fan of Fallout. I was disappointed by Fallout 4, but I didn't think it was horrible, and I'm excited to see what they do with the franchise. So we'll
I am
find out
too.
at
What-
E3.
One of my favorite things with like the whole Fallout thing is like the modders. Like that's part of buying one of them games.
Fallout
is 'cause-
and Skyrim or
Yeah.
the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, any of their not any of them, but their two big open world games. It's just like the mods are like half the fun. Because then you can kind of make the game feel how you want to feel.
Yeah, and I gotta give them props to that, and also to clarify because apparently I don't like the 50 styling, which is not what I said. The mods make a huge difference, like you were saying.
Oh,
I don't
You-
think.
You
You
broke
cut-
up.
yeah, you
Am I
totally
breaking
broke
up?
up.
All right, I'm gonna just kill my thought right now and ignore everything I was saying because I'm breaking up apparently. So continue forward.
No, oh, okay, you sure?
Yeah. No, okay.
All right.
So we're gonna leave it at Josh hates the 50s thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Which, yes. Well,
Oh, see, that was one of my things last night. I really enjoyed the 50s theme. But
Yeah, no, I don't mind it either. I think I find Fallout to be bland, boring,
just the
and
visual aesthetic. I don't
Yeah.
enjoy anything else about the 50s. But
like I get a much better player experience in Skyrim than I do in Fallout.
that's fair. That's a fair. Anyway, did you guys see Nintendo announced 3 new Pokemon games?
Yep. I've been waiting for them.
So what do you
I'm excited
think?
for it.
That image I posted about Disney milking a cow. Well, there's also the Star Wars cow. There's
Nintendo
also a
watching-
Pokemon cow.
Yeah, Nintendo do that. I
see-
saw that, Devo.
Yeah, did you see Disney getting all the Infinity Stones? That was a good one.
Alright, so there's
Pokemon games.
2 new Pokemon games. One just came out May 29th, and that is called Pokemon Quest. And I'm reading this from Polygon. So this is like one of those voxel type games. So the action game takes place on a world called Tumblecube Island, where voxel style Pokemon roam for treasure, food, and friendly fights. There's base camps that players can customize and build that attract new Pokemon to add to their team, and from there they can set 3 monsters to battle, albeit not using the familiar turn-based combat of other Pokemon RPGs. Instead, Pokemon Quest limits players' control of their Pokemon to tapping attack meters once they're full. Otherwise, the Pokemon go at it on their own. So people are calling it like Minecraft meets like Pokemon Rumble,
So
which I
this
never
is
played.
this is not anything like. And by the way, I just realized I was muted. I was like,
Is that
"God,
why you weren't
everybody's
saying
just
anything?"
fucking talking over me. This
Oh
is
no!
frustrating.
Yeah.
No, I realized I was muted this whole time. No, so I thought this was gonna be. I thought you guys were gonna be talking about Pokemon Let's Go, but this is a complete.
No, well, that's the next one I was going to bring up because they did 3.
So this is available on Switch now.
Yeah, and it's my thing is it's free to start. So it's
Oh.
like, so for the most part, it's like you're free. You can start your little thing, and then after a certain point, I'm sure there's going to be like a pay gate.
So let's clarify here. First taste is free. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So do we know anything? Has anybody tried this yet? Because
I don't have a Switch,
came out a
so
few days ago.
Oh, let me see if I can download this before we.
yeah, get in
Alright.
on that.
Insta Switch, go.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I feel like the voxel art, is fine. They could have not done it though. They could have
Yeah.
just like
He said
did
they could have just
Yeah.
not
regular
done
art.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
just
like,
kidding. I
Not
haven't
done this.
stopped.
No, but that's
hate-
I see why they're doing it though, because those types of games are more and more popular with children these days. The whole build, like I mean, you got Minecraft,
I mean-
you got Roblox, you got this, you got. I mean, even Arc has Pixark now. Like,
Yeah, I mean these guys they're basically like just covering the whole blanket because they have this one which is it would appeal superly to kids, like little kids and stuff. And then you have the next one coming out which will scratch everybody's itch about wanting to play a Pokemon game on the Switch. It's not red or gold or silver or any of that stuff, but it's close. And then we don't know what the next one is yet.
yeah, so,
So,
they,
I mean,
they
there's-
announced the RPG for 2019, the one that
Yep.
we're all hoping is the one that we've been wanting since how long now?
Yeah.
Here,
DS
update.
version.
There are 3 downloadable content packs currently available for the Pokemon. Oh wait, what the fuck is this? Is this a different?
Pokemon Quest.
Oh, Pokemon.
oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
ranging in price from $4.99 to $17.99.
there you
I see.
Yeah, Expedition Pack is a cooking pot, Pokeball model, perfect para statue, increases number PM tickets received for surface member. DLC also includes one-time bonuses. Oh, you get a Nidoran, 2 Nidorans. Then you get an Expedition Pack, an Ultra Expedition Pack.
The Polygon article says you can test it for yourself right now if you're a Switch owner, which means
Yeah, you can download it now.
yeah, you can test it now is the way they say it though. That seems weird, unless it's literally just like a game demo, and then the DLCs are the the game. It seems, I don't know, just the verbiage seems weird, I think.
I see what you're saying, but I think they're saying because the Switch version is currently available, the iOS and Android versions won't be ready until late June.
Right.
I think that's what they mean by that.
Okay.
But yeah, you're
Yeah.
you're right. It is a weird verbiage. You would think they could just say you can play it now if you're a Switch owner, while the
Yeah.
other versions
Yeah.
won't be
No.
available. But you were excited for Pokemon Let's Go. You want to touch on that?
I'm not.
Nicole?
Are you talking? Yeah, me or Alex?
Get it.
Alex seemed
Get it.
pumped for it. I don't care. Whoever wants to talk about it.
So I am excited for it. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction for him. I've been wanting like
So
sort
what are
of
they
a
doing
more-
with it?
Well, with Pokemon Let's Go, it's more of a well. So the thing I don't like about it actually is that it
It's
crosses over with Pokemon
Go.
Go.
Yep.
I don't like that about it. I think they could have just kept it as its own game because it has a lot of potential as its own game. I don't like the the way they throw Pokeballs in the same way that it does in Pokemon Go. But what I do like about it is it's like that whole 3D like 2.5D sort of style. Like they're finally bringing Pokemon to a console, which I think is awesome because I feel like every single Pokemon game outside of like Pokemon Snap and some other like the battle games or whatever, they've all been on portables. So I feel like you can't just sit down and play it. You know, it's like if you do, it's I don't know. I feel like you're sort of constrained to holding a small device and
I'm
it
confused
bleeding into your face.
as to what it is though. Like, do you battle Pokemon in Let's Go, or like
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this kind of makes me think. Like, I'm trying to watch the trailer. I have it on mute though, but like remember when Pokemon Stadium came out and you could plug in your Game Boy cartridge to the game, and then you played with your Pokemon in Pokemon Stadium on Nintendo 64. Is that kind of like what you're doing here, where you have your?
I don't know if it's like a full adventure, like you go and you get all your gym badges or anything. They definitely do talk about like walking around in caves and stuff, which I am gonna kind of miss getting just mad at Zubats in my first 5 steps.
I hated it.
You're gonna
I
miss
absolutely
that?
hated that. What's up?
It's like a thing that I'm gonna miss because it like was a memorable part.
childhood.
Yeah.
So to me it kind of looks like a bit of a crossover with Pokemon Go, but you can actually walk around in Kanto or whatever it is, and find like area equivalent or area appropriate Pokemon and stuff. But yeah, now I'm looking again. It doesn't show. Well, it does show battles. Like you can definitely battle your Pokemon and stuff. I like that it's multiplayer, also.
That's cool.
But-
The drop in, drop out.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think it looks like it's a full-fledged Pokemon game, but it also looks pretty open world. So
I do really like the visual style of it.
yeah.
And I think because I was like that Nintendo art, the Pokemon RPG that's coming out. I was saying like to me personally, I was like, oh man, I really wish they kind of like Breath of the Wild. I thought it has one of the coolest visual styles recently for me personally, and I thought that would look really well with a Pokemon game. But now I'm looking at this, I'm like, you know what, that looks awesome. Like if they made it like a Pokemon RPG that looked like that, I'd be really pumped.
Yeah, and that's honestly honestly that's what it looks like to me. I feel like whatever they announced that they have another RPG coming out, I feel like it must be for the 3DS or something. But I don't know.
I know. I
I'm
think they
interested to
confirmed it
learn
for the
more
Switch,
about it.
didn't they?
I don't know.
Double
I'm
check.
definitely interested to learn more about this game though. Like, Let's Go. I mean, it does look like everything is like you can sync up with Pokemon Go. I just don't know in like what capacity that's going to affect. Like it's like, all right, here I am. I'm a new character starting out. Oh, I'm going to pick my starter Pokemon. I'm going to get a Pikachu. And then it's like, but also I have this Moltres from my my Pokemon Go account. I'm just going to pull that in and like destroy all the early game content or whatever, you know? So it's hard to say what it's actually going to be. But
Do we know if you don't have to like throw the Pokeball and stuff with like the detached Joy-Con?
dog, I know,
I don't-
right? I really that's one thing that's like my least favorite thing about this game so far that I've seen. It's like
Like
I just
everything,
hope there's an option to just
play it like an old game.
yeah.
Like that's because that's one of their selling points. They're like, you can play it with one controller, and I'm like, I don't, with one hand, and I'm like, I don't. What do I do
Don't
with the other
wanna-
hand? Eat chips? Like, there's a bunch of things I could do with a free hand. Like when I'm
Yeah.
playing a game, I want to be immersed and sitting there like I'm holding the TV remote. It's not going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah. But you can get that Pokeball Plus remote and then you
Yeah.
can feel like you're a real trainer holding a real Pokeball.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, me too.
See, your apathetic response there, Nicole, is pretty much why I've said nothing on this entire thing. Like, zero fucks are given until like a full comprehensive game comes out, and then I'll like maybe.
Yeah, we
look
might
into
see.
it.
We might see more stuff with it at E3.
I just realized I was muted. I just pulled at Alex. I was like, these motherfuckers. No, I was reading on the article. It says so longtime franchise staffer, and I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but I think it's Junichi Masuda. He says, I think one thing that's going to make Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee appealing to the Pokemon Go audience is that you have the intuitive swiping mechanic. So he said with Pokemon Go, you swipe, but with the Switch version, you can throw the Joy-Con remote to make you feel like you're throwing the Pokeball.
Yeah, but I don't want that.
It does
Yeah,
now. It doesn't
that.
say that you have
God,
to.
the pain that came out of him just now.
Well, he doesn't. The article says, like, it quotes him as saying, with the Switch version, you can throw. It doesn't say you have to throw.
I feel like it's gonna be like you have to hold the joystick back and then fling the joystick forward. Then too, it's like I don't know.
No,
we'll
but
see.
yeah, it'll probably be the joystick too. Yeah.
Because it's like they took the Pokemon Go mechanic and put it in the
Mhm.
game, and it's like they're not gonna take that out for you just smashing B a bunch of times to hopefully catch the Pokemon.
No.
So,
I think
well,
it says you can, but I feel like you do have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Alex is like, no.
I don't wanna.
I don't want to do it.
Especially like if all like I'm hoping that this game is like a little bit of a story also, like it has some plot to it rather than you just running around bumping into Pokemon and throwing balls at it.
Well, I think
Maybe.
this kind of is though that one because I looked it up too. The RPG that was confirmed for 2019 is for Nintendo Switch and it is considered a core RPG like Red, Blue, and Diamond
Okay.
and all that shit. So that's the one I think you're gonna be really wanting to pay attention to. This one I think is just like a expansion to like Pokemon Go. I feel like. As
I'm still
good as it
interested
looks.
in it. I'm still gonna try it.
Yeah,
probably,
no, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. If on that new RPG you have to throw a Wiimote though, I might, break it.
Dude,
break
it's
the TV.
Nintendo. You know you're gonna have to throw the Wiimote. Like, come on.
The RPG version, I'm saying.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If anything, they might release a Pokeball peripheral, and you might actually have to chuck balls.
Again,
They did
Giga-
that already.
Shit.
That's a thing.
I missed it. I didn't know that was a thing.
Are you for real? We were
I
just
don't-
talking about it. There's an actual controller that you hold that's a Pokeball.
No, I was busy looking up this other shit.
what I want
Yeah.
is when like attached to like a bungee cord, so you actually have to throw the damn thing, like a yo-yo. You gotta pull it back.
No.
Oh, I'm never playing a Pokemon game again.
Oh my god. Oh no, that's a cosplay.
I was
That's
just
not the one I'm
broken,
looking for.
apparently.
Yeah.
The Pokeball Plus. Oh shit!
Yeah, that's what
It's
we're
like a
talking about.
Bluetooth sensor and shit.
Yeah, apparently you can take it with you, and you can massage its little head.
Yeah, you could like
Also.
roll it and stuff, and your Pikachu will get happy.
Wow. I'm so glad I don't keep up on this franchise.
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't either. I know
after
the original
Nintendo,
151, and that's it.
after Nintendo figured out a way to sell people cardboard boxes for $80, like, I'm like, you guys are geniuses. I got nothing. You win.
Yeah, I take back everything I said defending the Nintendo Labo on that podcast. I was like, nah, it
Yeah.
could be cool. And then they released it. I was like, and Josh sent me a video like the day of. He was like, Donkey. He was like, ooh. I was like, okay, you right. The entire podcast, Josh was like, this is gonna suck.
They're brilliant.
I was like, nah, dude, it'll totally be cool, dude. It's Nintendo.
Because
Then it
rich
came out.
mommy and daddy are gonna be like, oh, you don't need this, and then the kids bug them and they buy them the $80 robot Labo, and suddenly it breaks, and now gotta have to go and buy you a new one for $80, and it's a box of cardboard.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on from Pokemon. For all you Warhammer fans out there, there is what looks like it's like a Diablo style action RPG, the isometric action RPG in the Warhammer universe called Warhammer Chaos Bane. So that's looking interesting. I am not huge on the Warhammer lore, but I do enjoy the real time strategy game that is out. I don't know if you guys ever played that. That was kind of
Yep.
cool. Oh wait, no! Didn't you guys play? What's that game you were playing, Josh?
Vermintide.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so you know all about that type of shit, right?
So I'm a big fan of the Warhammer universe, whether it be fantasy or futuristic, all that fun stuff. But they have a tendency to screw the pooch. And here's where Vermintide surprised me. I never played the first Vermintide, which apparently wasn't great, but the second one was good. And they're getting better slowly and slowly. But Games Workshop keeps a very, very tight leash on whatever they do. And by tight leash, I mean stranglehold.
I was gonna say like to a fault.
Yeah, to a fault, to detriment of the games. So something like this, I'd have to go look into the actual developer who's working on it, and if it's all in house, if it's some separate studio. Because I could see this being neat, but I feel like it's going to just fall flat on its face. It's like, oh, you can play an Eldar that is super fucking powerful. Or is this based in fantasy or 40k? This is 40k.
This is fantasy.
It's fantasy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not 40k.
Yeah. This is
Okay,
fantasy.
So since it's fantasy, you can play a chaos sorcerer or a fucking pirate. What are they called? Alex the Wizard, Bright Wizard.
Yeah.
These are neat things, and they could be cool if allowed to expand and grow based on the lore. I hope it's awesome. There's a lot to draw from. By a lot, I mean there's a metric fuck ton to draw from books to art to story to characters to it is one of the most fleshed out universes you could approach. And if this is done well and right, and mind you, let me clarify, by well and right I mean you need to look at Path of Exile and Diablo and all the other action RPGs that have done well or do things right, and you need to take all their best shit, put it in here, and then make it your own with your own twists and quirks and niceties. Just don't fuck it up, guys, because you could make a lot of money on this. People love this genre. I'm one of them. I don't even care if it's Warhammer. Action RPGs are fucking fun.
Torchlight. That's what it was.
Yeah, Torchlight.
I was trying to think of that third one. I was like, I know what it's called.
But in recent history, and Path of Exile is king right now. Diablo 3 has fallen down flat, completely, and it's so sad because I was digging it real hard, especially 2 seasons ago.
Hey, but you got Path of Exile though.
You're right, but that
they just released a new expansion for that too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Path of Exile is a much larger game than Diablo 3. Where for me, action RPGs it's an easy to learn, hard to master game, just like the Diablos. That's how I learned on them. Path of Exile is fun to learn, but it takes a decent amount of brain power to walk into it. Because there's a lot to it. The talent trees and the gems and the jewels and the combination of skills. It's very daunting for most people.
It's pretty hardcore. Jesus Christ.
So that was one of my big problems. The other problem, and why I'm so disappointed with Blizzard, and I'm sure they're making another one or doing something else. The patch notes for the next season that's coming up for Diablo 3 was like, we integrated some stupid thing. It was literally like 2 sentences. Those are the patch notes. So we're just going to do nothing with it for a whole nother season. So again, do it right, keep your content flowing, and here's hoping for a good ARPG from Warhammer. I'd be down, completely down.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm also a big fan of Warhammer. I played Warhammer Online: Age of Reckoning. Was so hyped about that game for months before it came out, and I played it and it was okay. But yeah, it's just some things you just can't get past. Like if the animation didn't feel right or whatever, it's just little things that can make a otherwise amazing game into just meh. It's not as good as WoW,
So another thing to point out for ARPG people out there, there's a game coming out called Wolcen. If nobody's touched it before, go give it a look. It's $20 right now. Think of it as, and I only found out about it because they actually contacted me to do some work on it. Sadly, I was working for a separate contract at the time, but
you know what? I think I did see something about this
Wolcen.
a while back.
Yeah, it's a spiritual successor to Diablo 2, and it's doing really well. It's gotten some traction from Riker, from Lord Fluffy, and a few of the other big Diablo guys. They're like, yeah, this is pretty legit. It needs some more time and development and more growth, but this could definitely be the ARPG that comes back. So,
Well,
if
here's the
anybody's
thing,
interested,
though. Wolcen is going for $20, whereas Path of Exile is still free.
you're right.
So they
Path
really
of
got to come
Exile,
correct if they're going to try to dethrone both Diablo and Path of Exile.
keep in mind PoE, it's free, but there's a lot of cash up stuff.
Yes.
That makes your life super convenient too, mind you. Like they don't do a bad job where they gate you with cash shop, but they definitely make your life easier if you put a little money into it.
But for a free to play game and for what that game is, I'm not mad at
I'm
it
fine
for
with
having
it. That's how it should be in my opinion. It doesn't ruin my experience to have to work a little harder than the next guy.
And I played Path of Exile for a little bit, and from what I remember was, it was still pretty fair. You could still get everything and have a good time without having to spend any money. So,
yeah, and the other side of this coin, and Alex has played. We played a ton of Diablo 3 together.
now I'm just looking at Path of Exile screens. Shit looks dope.
And here's what really kind of bugged me. Yeah, Path of Exile's good shit. Diablo, so they've done nothing, and their community's been dwindling and dying. The second they add anything, I'm talking, they add the Druid or any kind of Diablo 4 news, that thing will spike so hard.
Even if they just add like a new zone.
I didn't even play, dude. I fell off Diablo so hard. I didn't even play the Necromancer class.
I haven't played the Necromancer class.
They charged. It was like another $20.
You can ask Josh about his
15.
favorite class, the Necromancer.
Is that your favorite class, Josh? I feel
No,
like she's
it's
being
not.
facetious.
She is. Nicole, me and Alex have played more Diablo 3 together than you can shake a stick at. Necromancer. I'm not gonna go down this train hard because I could just go on for hours. I'm not gonna. Necromancer is not as good as it should be. I was a big Diablo player, and I played Necromancer as a main for all kinds of stuff, and it's literally cooldown simulator 5000. That's all it is. You blow your load, and you gotta wait 3 minutes to do it again. And in that 3-minute window, you're literally running around just hoping you don't die.
But do you know? Is it still like that?
Yes.
Okay.
I played the last season that was up to date, and they haven't changed it in 2 seasons.
Well, I know you said like a lot of people have fallen off Diablo,
Mhm.
and I know Riker is a popular streamer, Diablo streamer. He moved over to Destiny. I was like, what?
Yeah, even though Destiny doesn't make a lot of money, it makes more money than Diablo. And they do. He also does a bunch of Path of Exile stuff. And Lord
Yeah.
Fluffy was another Diablo 3 guy that I followed. He was a big Necro player, and he does a lot of PoE. Kohi and Carnage, one of the biggest streamers out there. He plays a ton of Path of Exile now. Like, it's a good game. It is fucking great. If you're an ARPG fan, go play PoE. It's totally worth it. And just bite the bullet and grind through the beginning complexities of it. You'll find a super deep, wonderful program.
Do they still have Battle Royale mode?
I have no idea. I never actually played the Battle Royale that they put in. I'm sure they didn't take it out. PoE is not known to like remove shit.
Oh, that wasn't a joke. They actually kept it.
It was an April Fool's announcement, but it was actually in the game, at least on April Fool's Day. I don't know if it's how long they left it in, but yeah, it might still be there. Who knows?
Google it.
I'd be surprised if they took it out.
Oh no, that is from April 1st. I don't know.
You'd have to log in, I think, to go find out. But...
All right, well, moving on to the next one is I took my note off. I accidentally typed it in. Give me a second here. Unless someone else has the notes up. So
yeah, I got them up.
I know it's something about a cultist game.
Yeah, it's the cultist game. I actually looked at this, and it's not something I'd ever play.
No, I'm not a big card guy. Like, I talked about the Hearthstone, but
and people are gonna look at the name and be like, "It's a cultist game." Oh no, shut up. It's not. It's a card game that goes through some of those. I mean, and it does go through stuff because you're looking at like, oh fuck, what was the thing I was reading about this? Equate it to Civilization, like Civ games, is what my brain says here, and I don't really know. What do you guys think about this thing?
dude, I kind of the same boat to you. I don't really know exactly what it is because it's not like you're playing against another person. I don't think. It's weird. I don't know, Alex. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah. I also don't know anything about this game. It looks like it's a card game.
It's a card game where you build a cult, but you have to this person when he's playing it, he's over here. He's talking about how he's studying forbidden tome of occult writings, meditating on his goal of obtaining earthly power, sending followers to retrieve artifacts, dispatching hulking brutes to eliminate blah 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 blah, doing all this stuff. And I'm looking at the HUD, the heads up display. I'm like, how is all of this? Like, what's going on? It's like a bunch of cards.
Yeah, I imagine there's a big learning curve for this game just because, it looks like there's a lot of different things that you have to like manage. But this game was backed on Kickstarter. They had a 30,000 euro goal, and they well past it with like 82 grand.
Just crushed it. Nice.
So yeah.
Oh, here.
So
yeah, no,
apparently
the goal is
there's.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say the goal is to establish a Lovecraftian cult. It is a single-player narrative card game set in the 1920s. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll probably not play it. So
I probably won't either. I just wanted to put it in here. I only put it in the notes because I thought, just like with my child Lebensborn, I just thought they were two interesting games that you don't really see a lot these days. Like I like games that take a risk, even if the risk doesn't pay off. I just thought they were interesting concepts, which is why I put them on this week.
Well, ostensibly this game is already paid off for them. because they crushed their Kickstarter goal.
They did, and they got a
So
85 on PC Gamer. So
oh wow, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean it is an interesting like concept to try and build a narrative. It's like you're I don't know, from visually and I guess from like a like high level, it kind of seems like you're almost like a tarot reader. You're just like, all right, here's my tarot cards, and I'm gonna flip this one, and that shows that I'm gonna do this thing now, and it basically drives like a story based off of like what cards you have.
no, that's basically what I got from it as well,
Yeah.
Alex. Because I mean, they even got cooldowns and shit. If you like look at it, you can see it says like 18.8 seconds, 25.2. So it's like,
Yeah.
like Josh was saying, I guess it's kind of similar to Civ in that way.
That's just how I see like a lot of these games, because you're not like trying to learn how to build a cult in reality. You're using the concept of a cult.
Let us be clear here, people.
Yeah.
You are not building a cult in reality. This is called Cultist
learning
Simulator.
You're taking the concept of a follower and a religious believer and using that in as almost a resource in this game is, I guess, the best way I can equate it. So
Yeah. Speaking of games that kind of think outside the box and that cool stuff, I mean, it's not exactly a new thing, but you guys have heard of RimWorld, right?
yeah, I actually own it. It's really
I keep
fun.
looking at that, thinking I'm gonna get it, and I never do.
Yeah.
Take some time.
Yeah. It definitely looks interesting though. Like apparently this game came out in 2013.
I know it's
So
been out for a while, but
Like
I
I
own
had no idea.
it's
And
fun.
it looks like it's been like significantly updated since then.
Yep, it's super complex and in depth. Like you down to like zoning areas for your because you control none of the NPCs. Like you literally just well, okay, I should say that's a relative term. You do control them by giving orders, because there's like you set up zones for housing and building and gardening, and you like take body parts from your enemies and put them on, like one of your guys loses a leg. Well, now you're gonna put a bionic leg that you stole from one of your enemies. Like it's a pretty in-depth program, and it's super deep regarding like what you can do and build and grow, and I don't know, it's really good.
yeah, I'm looking at it, and it shows like each character you can, this one. I'm looking at a screenshot right now. It's like this dude's wounded, and it says left arm he's got a bite scar and a bruise from a club. Left shoulder he's got a cut from a short sword. Right arm cut from a short sword. Whole body malaria. God damn. Left hand. This dude got his ass kicked. Like, what the fuck happened to him? Left hand destroyed, fresh. Like, Jesus.
One of y'all should give me a link.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
the
RimWorld.
for the people that haven't that don't know at all what RimWorld is, basically you're trying to like settle a colony, and I think it must be like I don't know, like defense. Like there's like opposing colonies also.
There's
And-
raiders, marauders. Like I own it. I have not played a extensive amount because of how complex it was.
Now hold on though. But the basic premise of the game is you were trying to get to another planet and you crash, and your goal is to really make another spaceship to get off the planet, right? But you have to survive until you can. Is that?
I didn't even realize that.
I think that is the actual premise of the game.
I mean, you crashed. I think you're just trying to survive. I haven't gone farther than that. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I just thought it was interesting, the whole concept of, not only like, managing all of these like people, but like these people have different like traits that you have to like, all right, this is like my researcher guy. I can give him
Mhm.
a gun, but he won't use it because he's a pussy. He's just gonna like
Yep.
stay indoors and he's not gonna fight, and these other people are gonna have to fight for him. And it's just like I don't know. It's really interesting, like the kind of like
What?
stories that can come out of it.
This looks like. What is this?
It's like it looks like so it's the prison. Was it Prison Simulator or whatever it is? The guy that made RimWorld is a programmer and he didn't have any art, so he made a deal
Oh.
with another developer to use their art assets.
No. I wasn't. I mean, I did know that. I was actually the screenshot I just looked at. How can I link you to a screenshot? Can I link you to a screenshot?
You know, snip it and send it our way.
Okay. Oh no, this chart I'm looking at it looks ridiculously in depth. It kind of just reminds me of what should we call it? Eve.
Is it what? Yeah.
For RimWorld, you mean?
Yeah, if you look at
Is
this,
the one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
so
The
it's
new
a
colony?
deep game. Like there's a lot to do. Okay, yeah. So what you're
not
doing
that one,
there, whatever picture you got there, you're setting up their schedule for your people. Like you give them tasks to do in certain times. of the
It's
day.
like producer the game.
Pretty much, yeah. That's incredibly accurate, actually. Because you want them to have different tasks and different things. Yep, those are just locations that you can build on the map with different resources. The planet there.
this one. That's what I was looking at.
Yep. So yeah, that's another part of their work schedule. Like you're giving them tasks at certain portions and for certain people. Like some people are butchers and some people are hunters and some people are miners and smiths and artists and doctors and all this fun stuff. And you manage you literally are managing a community in a city.
You're literally a producer.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
It's like these things are gonna come in, and we need you to do this thing. This is your first
It
priority.
looks really cool, but it also looks almost too in depth for someone like me.
Yeah, I feel like it probably ramps up. You know, like you start with like a few people, and
Yeah, you start
know,
out with 4.
I'm just
The-
really bad at these types of games where you gotta manage other people. Like
The
my
tutorial
Vault
is
and
pretty
Fallout,
comprehensive and easy to follow.
my Fallout Vault, like remember that iOS game? Like
Mhm.
yeah.
my shit failed every time. Like I think I got like 8 rooms and then like I got raided and it was just like "Brr." Like SimCity, my city always fails. Like everything, I'm horrible. I'm just so
Well,
I can't even play Divinity Original Sin. Like this game, like
Well, which is something we've all been talking about. Like, we need to reinstall and play that fucking game. But,
I reinstalled it. I'm waiting for you, Doug.
I
Waiting.
reinstalled it.
alright.
I mean, I'm playing it not right this moment, but it's something I've been playing. Which brings us to the next section. What have we been playing?
Aha.
Well, I've been playing Divinity Originals. I've been getting back into that. I had to put that shit on easy mode. Like I just said, I'm horrible at games. I enjoy playing games. I'm just really bad at them. So I put Divinity on easy. So I'm finally like able to get through it, which is really cool. And like I said, I just got back into Assassin's Creed. I had to take a break after God of War. That shit was pretty badass. It's pretty intense. So Josh, you got me into Evorion. But yeah, Assassin's Creed, Evorion, and some Divinity right now is about where I'm at.
God, Divinity is still $45 on Steam.
So
a good game.
It's
And
still
isn't there
worth
an
it though,
expansion now?
because I think I played 60.
No, that's Pillars of Eternity.
No,
I
I
haven't
swore
seen-
there was DLC for fucking
Oops.
Divinity now.
I don't
The
know. There might
Divine
be.
Edition includes Original Sin 2 and digital art books, maps, soundtrack, and art pack.
Yeah, we don't care about. Yeah, Ascension.
Oh, now I gotta go to the Steam page.
Divine Ascension.
Wait, what's it called? Divinity Original 2 Ascension?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
yeah, look
that's
at
the
that.
DLC. There's a whole
No,
nother
it's-
story arc.
It's in my. It's
15
in my
bucks.
library already.
Oh,
I
did
don't
you-
remember buying this.
What is it?
Now I need to check. It's like the next
Thanks,
stage.
Drunk Nicole.
Yeah, that might have been a drunk buy. I don't remember
mean,
buying this.
Yeah, I've got it as well. It's just-
Okay, so it
Um,
might
no,
have just
unless
came.
it's season pass or something. The point being, and we talked about this on some of our like first podcasts because that's about the time Divinity 2 came out. To this day, it is one of the best programs I have ever encountered. It is so much fun.
Oh, it's a ton of fun. I definitely love sitting there with Josh, just like going and like shopping and doing things, and all of a sudden I'm like, hey, so you should
No,
come
this
help
isn't
me.
DLC. I mean, this isn't an expansion.
Oh,
Ascension is
like
just
everything.
you get a digital map of the coast, digital art and lore books, a digital art pack, and a digital soundtrack. It's just extra shit.
No, that's the Divine Edition.
Divine Ascension. That's what he's saying, right?
Divine Ascension. Well, there's a
I
Divine
think there's two
Edition,
different things.
and then there's Divine Ascension.
Yeah,
so
the
I
Divine
think-
Edition is just includes that, where the Divine Ascension is if you don't already have that, it's like the add-on.
Okay,
I think, if I'm looking at it correctly.
maybe. I don't know.
What, can I help? I don't want to keep throwing this stupid ball across the house, Winston. I love you dearly.
To let our listeners know, Winston is Nicole's dog.
Yes.
It's not
he's a
her
cor-
roommate.
Oh no,
He's a
man!
corgi.
You should have let him think it was the roommate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Divine Edition. Let me see. Let me look at this shit. Yeah, no, it's not an expansion. It's just it gives you the digital art and soundtrack and all that type of stuff.
Gives you all that stuff.
Gotcha.
All that stuff.
All right.
It is.
Cool.
It is the shit though.
Regardless, though, the game is
Oh.
still worth it. It's a fucking awesome game.
Yeah, it's worth
It's
everything.
difficult as fuck if you don't play turn-based games like your boy here. You might be angry. You might get angry with the game.
Did
It's-
you how much did you beat God of War? Did you 100% it?
No, I beat everything in. I mean, obviously I beat the campaign. I didn't get all the collectibles, but I'm on. I think I took down 3 of the Valkyries at the end. But no, I didn't 100% it. But I did a lot of the rifts. I killed all the ancients. A bunch of the other random shits. But no, it's not 100%ed. I don't really have an interest in 100%ing it, honestly. Like, I might kill the Valkyries later.
Yeah, I want to kill the Valkyries and then whatever. I know there's something that comes after the Valkyries, so I'm interested in that.
Well, there's like the Valkyrie boss.
Yeah, there's the Valkyrie Queen, yeah.
But I mean, unless there's something I'm missing.
No, just all of Odin's ravens. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, like that's like the collectible stuff. I'm not a dude that like is all about collecting every single thing. Like fucking Ubisoft tries to make me do in every game. But
Find all the feathers.
I don't give a fuck about these feathers. Fuck you and your feathers.
It's the Odin feathers, though. They mean so much.
I have also played God of War.
That's a lie.
Josh, how far are you in Zelda?
Haven't played since the weekend me and Alex went to Johnny Walker's place.
Johnny Walker.
So it's been like 2 weeks since I've touched it.
The whiskey? Very confused.
We have a friend. His name is legally Johnny Walker.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I guess it's actually not that crazy, but it's interesting. I should say.
No, so one of his, like, a guy that lives, a roommate of his, has a bunch of these amiibos, and they gave me a bunch of shit. And that's the last time I played it. I have not been playing much in that realm simply because I've been too busy like becoming an artist again, as I've been stating. I stated last week.
Yes, that's ZBrush.
So yeah, between ZBrush and Substance Painter, I've been spending all my time making game art. So, and then being fucking ill is all get out. So it's kind of been a blend of those two things. I've been sick as fuck. So
I think Josh is allergic to game jams.
it's got to be, because the last one we did, it was a weekend game jam, and it was fuck, what was it? I got like a super bad cold and like could barely move.
Yep.
And this time
It was viral, and that's because it was a weekend thing. but because this was a month-long game jam, they had to throw something more persistent at you.
Yeah, this time I was in the ER. I have a case of diverticulitis, and it was very painful, and I'm still on the antibiotics and on the painkillers. So
Of what?
something called diverticulitis. What it is essentially is my lining in my stomach, or not my stomach, the intestine, develops these little pockets, and they can become infected and become super, super fucking painful. So, CT scan, 2 sets of antibiotics. What else? I'm all over the board right now. So I've got hydro and all fun crap that I don't want to be taking. So for this game jam, I went all out.
WebMD says you have cancer and you're gonna die.
Thanks.
I'm fucking with you. It doesn't say that at all.
Such a dick.
WebMD. I have a slight cough. You have cancer and you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Leslie, I googled your symptoms and it says you might have connectivity errors.
Yeah, I was reading a thing online where they interviewed the writers of that show, and the writers said like they were so mad when he said that line because they thought it was fucking hilarious, and they're pissed that they couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, I think that about wraps up this. I mean,
Right,
Nicole,
we're
unless you
not
got
done.
something.
Nicole, what have you been playing lately?
100% in God of War. Arc.
Oh, you
Stupid
Yeah.
Arc.
you
all over.
are 100%ing that thing.
I am 100%ing that thing. I booted up Witcher last night
Ooh,
Yeah, you
because
did.
I didn't. Yeah, I haven't beat that enough times.
Four
I
or
haven't
5?
beat that this
Maybe
week
4.
yet.
Yeah.
wait, all the DLC you've beat everything?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
I
beat
have
the main
not.
story 3 times, and I beat the first DLC twice, and then the second DLC once.
I don't have Witcher 3 anymore. I gave my dad my Xbox, but I beat Hearts of Stone. And
Oh, you didn't get to
then
play Blood of Wine?
I have Blood and Wine. I bought the deal, like the season pass, but my game got corrupted and it just stopped loading. Like
You don't
I
have a- you don't have a
uninstalled
previous
and
save?
reinstalled the game multiple times to see if that fixed it. Like it just doesn't work anymore.
You don't have a previous save?
Oh no, I tried
had,
all
like-
that.
Oh, okay. I have
Oh,
no
I tried
idea.
all of that. Like it just doesn't load the saves. Like, and then it's got to the point where you have like the load screen where it's just Geralt and the sword and there's like sparks and it's like a white background.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just freezes on that screen every time.
Hmm.
So
That's
unfortunately, I have not finished The Witcher 3, but I was thinking about rebuying it for PlayStation.
Well, didn't it? Well, so it was on mad sale for Steam because I picked it up the other day.
It constantly goes for like $20.
Yeah, I got the whole
Or
like giant pack
$29.99.
for $20.
Yeah, and it's worth it, even though I already put
so.
90 into it.
And I still drunk bought it and never played it on my PlayStation. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh got me looking at Ark last night. I was like,
It's good.
Nicole's one of the other ones. Nicole and Zando are the two that
Yeah, I didn't think I'd like Ark, and I have
Josh was
400
like,
hours.
I disabled flying creatures on my server as he's like flying around. He's like, I'm
gliding,
the
not flying. Very, very different.
Yeah, we're falling
knew
with
that
style.
You say gliding, but you were like, I don't know, man. You were moving. You were covering
can't
mass
talk,
amounts of land.
You ain't never played that game. It is very different. Life
Is
is
it?
much harder. Yeah.
No, it is. It very much is. And I don't use the drakes as much as Josh does.
It's like how Spider-Man can't fly, but he still like shoots his web into the sky where there's no buildings and swings from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh wasn't flying. He was
Falling
he
with
was just,
style.
He was just Spider-Manning.
Yeah, and his Drake, like, he showed, he's on his Drake, and he's like, oh, there's a pterodactyl over there. But it was, like, really, really small. Like, I was like, dude, like, your shit is fucking huge. Like, you were just, like, what?
So let's clarify. I'm on Arc. riding dinosaurs. If anybody knows what the game is, you're super tiny human. You are food, and
You are
and I'm flying on the back of what's called a rock drake, which is essentially a dragon with wings, but
It's
doesn't
huge.
fly and it glides. It's more like a giant gecko. Um, because the actual wyverns in the game, the real ones that fly, are like twice the size of what I was on.
shoot fire and lightning and ice and
Poison, yeah.
yeah.
That shit looks
And then the
crazy.
pterodon, the pterodactyl, the pterodon that we were near, that I was showing him, is the size of my left claw, because that's the way the scale works. If I get off the rock drake, I'm maybe the size of his hand, the finger or some shit. Like you're not big at all. And once you reach a state in that game where you can fly on the back of a creature, like you're either riding a pterodon, a giant eagle, an argentavis they're called, a quetzal, which is a giant flying creature. It's like a sky fortress. The landscape changes drastically, because you're pretty much safe from all things threatening and dangerous in that game. And essentially everything that moves on that island can and will try to eat you, no
Yeah.
matter what you're riding, unless you're on a T-Rex.
There's
So,
even things that like they just jump and like hit you off your whatever you're riding. So now you're this nice squishy ball of flesh on the ground for a bunch of raptors to eat, while you're hoping that your dinosaur can come back to you and save your life.
and hope is the right word, because
Yeah.
the AI is not always perfect,
Nope.
to put it lightly.
There's been multiple times where all of a sudden you're just playing and then you see your tribe mate, whoever has died, and you're like, oh hey, do you need a ride back?
Yep. At that point, you're like, do we need to go help him get his body and his stuff back, or retrieve his dinosaur or animal that he was riding? Like, we'll ride these things called they're called thyleos for short. They're like a giant red panda with claws and teeth. They're just huge, and they climb walls vertically, which gives you a huge advantage as a ground unit. But that's a small creature, and that creature, being small, can be attacked by larger ones and take a lot of damage. It's not nearly or it's a medium-sized creature, I should say. And we'll go out, and based on how I have the server set up, which is a much more difficult level than normal, T-Rexes and packs of
You broke up.
Ravengers, which is another kind of variance of a wolf, Raptors, Carnosaurs, Allosaur packs, and in ours we have the aberration creatures in there, so you'll have something called Reaper Queens will show up. Roughly twice the size of a well, maybe a third bigger than a T-Rex, and it's a giant alien queen.
They suck.
They're horrible.
They're just so mean. And the only way you could do damage to them is to like, there's like these little creatures that you can have like little pets and they sit on your shoulder. And the only way to do damage to them is if you have like the little ones that actually have like a light on them. So like you can turn the light on and off, like a glow lizard, or like they have like what is it, like a bullfrog with like one of the little anglerfish things hanging over his head.
They have to create light, the specific light.
Yeah, and then once that light is on, then you can actually start kind of doing damage to the Reaper Queen. So if you're running around without one of those little guys, then you just get wrecked. It's not good.
Sorry, I'm just having flashbacks to how quickly you guys stopped me and Cottrell from talking about Smash Brothers.
No, it's cool, guys. It's all right.
Ark sounds like a cool game.
You've played a lot of it as well, sir. Don't you get saucy with us.
Yeah, I remember.
I've seen it. It looks cool.
I remember Leg Day, Alex.
Yeah. Leg day.
Like that.
I had a character. The customization in that game is hilarious. I had a character named Leg Day who was just like super scrawny and then had these giant like torsos for legs, basically.
Jesus.
Just huge legs.
See, there's leg day and then Ferrari.
Well, yeah, that was on a.
Jesus. I just googled our character creation.
Oh, yeah, you got some
How'd that
fun
work
shit
out
there,
for
didn't you?
That's. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing is
Yeah,
like my character stats as I leveled up Leg Day, like everything went into stamina and move speed.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's essentially it.
That is disturbing.
It's great. Yeah. But I have not been playing Ark because that game sucks the life out of you, much as the reason I haven't played The Witcher yet, because I've heard so many good things about it that, I just feel like I wouldn't get any work done if I started playing it.
I mean, there's truth to that statement.
Yeah.
It sucks you win.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same kind of thing with Ark, is that I would just start playing it, and then next thing I know, it would be 4 in the morning. I'm like, why am I still fucking picking berries right now, or building this fortress of stone that, like everybody else has their own fortress already. Why am I building my own here for no reason, So, it's fun. It's just like, I get carried away.
Yep,
Well, that's
and
the joy
part of
about
the reason.
sandbox games.
Part of the reason I haven't turned WoW back on or something. Like, I don't need that in my life because I have
Don't
other
do it.
priorities right now.
Don't do it.
I mean, I'm going back in August when the expansion drops, but
Oh, what, the
We all-
island one?
yeah, BFA, Battle for Ezra. We're all
Yeah, I'm,
doing it, Alex, me, and Nicole. Like,
I play every expansion when it comes out.
Yep, me too.
We haven't even talked about World of Warcraft in here, have we? I guess we talked about when Battle for Azeroth was announced.
No, we've...
pre-Alex we have.
Yeah, it was-
Pre-Alex when I was still reading.
Yeah, pre-Alex.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So, but I think we've covered everything at this point. We'll get into BFA next week, I think, or maybe if we want to. I don't know a hell of a lot about it yet. I know a little bit, but
Yeah, are they announcing more stuff for it?
I mean, it's in beta now. It's towards the tail end of its development because it comes out in August, so they're getting close to a final product.
All right, well,
Yippers.
yeah,
Yeah.
you want to throw BFA on the docket next week?
Yep, we'll talk about that. Yeah. So, but I think we had that was it. Anybody else? Unless somebody has something else.
All right, I got one last thing
Oh shoot.
for all of our thousands of listeners out there. I released a teaser for the game that we're working on right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
word.
You can find that at Suckerbird Games on Instagram or Twitter.
I will throw a
Zuckerberg
link
as
in the description for
Sucker
the
and bird.
for the podcast. So
Yeah.
if you could look in the podcast description, or if you follow us on YouTube, you can look at the YouTube description. The link will be there.
Yeah, get hype.
Get hype.
Cool. That's it.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to another episode. That was episode 30, guys.
It
That was
was.
episode 30. Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've been doing this for a while now. Thanks
Feels
for.
like I've only done like 5 or 6 of these, to be honest.
Because I think you only have done 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
my day one, Josh Cottrell can't be with us here. But anyway, thanks for tuning in to another episode. Nicole, thank you for joining us, shedding some light onto the development cycle of games.
Yeah, man. It was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime.
Yeah.
The conversation is not only do we talk about games, but other like shit that matters in the industry and around us, and we bullshit,
Yeah, it's
It's
fun.
fun.
Now I'm gonna go to Costco like an adult.
Yeah, I'm about to do the same thing. Publix, buy some toilet paper.
Oh,
Yeah, the
I'm
usual.
missing. You should ship me a pub sub. That would be great.
Oh no, I'm gonna ship you a fucking sandwich from what's that place?
I'll take both. I'll take
The
pub sub
Thanksgiving
and
dinner.
and
What is it?
pom
Mama
poms?
Ling Lings, pom poms. Yeah.
I'm about to
And,
crack a cold one, I think.
and some T flats.
and so I'll ship you a pub sub, a T flat, a pom pom sandwich, and that buffalo chicken from Publix.
Yes, all of that. I want all of that.
Send me that too. All right, guys. Until next week, we'll see ya. We out.
Peace.